So for this class, there is a lot of stuff we have to cover for the state of Florida because there's a midterm exam and a final exam, and there's things they need to be able to ask you about because there are multiple choice questions. There is some concrete information we have to cover. Now, that's stuff like art history, the steps of criticism, there's four of those, the principles of design, there's eight of those, and we'll get to all of that. It's not as bad as it sounds. And the very first thing we got to get through, though, is the elements of art. Now, a lot of the times these are referred to as like exact rules. Like you have to have all seven of these in a drawing or it's not a real drawing. It's not really what their purpose is. The idea is that they're tools to help you draw, to help improve your art. Like when you finish something and it seems a little thin, a little unfinished, maybe something's missing, you can go through these elements and see if adding one of them or raising the amount of it up or even taking one away helps improve your art a little bit. So there's seven of them. Let's see, it's line, shape, texture, color, form, space, and I'm forgetting one. Hold on. All right. So there's seven elements. They are line, shape, space, texture, form, color, and what am I forgetting? Value. And we'll get to all of them, and we'll cover it all. I'll tell you what they are and how you use them and stuff like that. But we're going to start at the very beginning, the very easiest one, the most important one, and what I think is like the most important element of art, which is line. Line defines an object. It can create texture, it can create form, which are two of the other elements. It also creates shape, that's another one. It defines things for us. It's the first artistic tool we learn how to use is drawing things with the line, usually an outline. And what I want to do is kind of break you guys of that habit. Our first instinct as a kid is we start learning how to outline things. You look at cartoons, they all have a black outline around them to really define that space. And that's interesting, but it doesn't give us any depth, and it definitely doesn't show any emotion or passion in the kind of line work people are using. And that's what we want to kind of get to. Real fine art drawing, you can see the passion of the artist in the way they use their lines, in their mark making. So we're going to do a few exercises over the next couple days that really are built to break you out of those habits. And they make excellent warm-ups. And what I mean by warm-ups is like when you go out for a sport or something like that, when you go about to go to practice, first thing you do is stretch. You get your muscles limber so you can perform at your highest ability. Drawing is no different. You have to stretch out and warm up your hand muscles and your wrists and stuff like that in order to draw at your full ability. It wakes up that muscle memory that you've built in there from like drawing every day in your sketchbook. And that's going to make you not have to take so long to get to a good drawing. Like a lot of people have to draw like 5 or 6 drawings before they make something they really like. We want to cut that out and get right to the quality work. And to do that, we have to do warm-ups. So we're going to start with an observational drawing warm-up called a continuous line drawing. And what that means is you're going to use your hand as a model. You're just going to look at your hand and draw what you see. That's going to be another important part that we need to start thinking about is don't draw what you think a hand looks like. Draw what you actually see, what your hand really looks like right now. And we have to start thinking about how things associate. And we'll get that. Observational drawing is a whole thing. But the main thing is you can't pick your pencil up while you're drawing. So you'd be looking at your hand like this, put the pencil down, and start drawing what you see. Like, okay, the finger comes up here. This finger is over here. It's a little bit higher than that one. This finger's down a little bit. Another one down here. Thumbs over there. And one important thing you notice about this, don't be afraid to jump around. Leave these lines in. A lot of them are going to help define the shape and give it more form, that illusion of 3D. These lines that go around the shape and help define it in 3 dimensions, those are called contour lines. If we just outline the hand, we get something boring like this. It looks childish, looks flat. Even if you were to do that outline perfectly, like put your hand on the paper and do the Thanksgiving turkey thing, it lacks depth. It's too flat. But when you go around the object in 3D, think about how the shape of the finger is. It's a cylinder, not a flat box. There's knuckles in there. It's rounded at the top. There's a fingerprint that spirals in right there. That's what gives a drawing its sense of depth. And that's what we want to be working on. So I want you to take 20 minutes, and that's a long time. You don't have to do one drawing in that time. You could do 4 5-minute drawings. You could do one 20-minute drawing, 2 10-minute drawings. But the main thing I want you to be focusing on is not picking up that pencil. Just look at your hand and try and follow those shapes as best as possible. Like the palm of the hand has all these lines in it. It goes around. There's those meaty, chunky parts. Drawing all those things and not picking up the pencil. It's a terrible habit. Make these little chicken scratch marks and put together these little sketchy drawings. That's another thing I'm trying to break you of right now, as I don't want you making little marks. I want you making long, continuous lines. You can go back over and over and over it until it looks a little bit more what you want it to look like, or you could start another one. The idea is not to pick up your pencil while you're drawing it, all right? No picking it up, thinking about it, and then going back to it. You pick up a pencil, you're done. Move on to the next drawing. All right? So 20 minutes, continuous line drawings. It's an important warm-up. It's helping to break you of bad habits. So go ahead and get started on it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.